All right, Zed. What was your favorite memory of like Bosnia?
Before the war,
Yeah, before the war. All right.
what was my favorite memory?
Yeah.
Spending summers at my grandmother's house. Anything and everything, village life. She had cows and horses. Just run really freely all day with my grandfather and my grandmother. Do farming, like I not do it, but like they do the farming, and I would just be there because we live about an hour away in a different city. So, and where I live is more like city vibes, and where they live it was country, and I loved it. At night, all the kids would just go sit in front of one village house, and we would stay there almost till like midnight, and carefree, even though we were small, you know. Yeah. All right.
This is sort of like a preface question. Since this is like an extremely like sensitive subject, do you have anything that you aren't comfortable with answering or discussing?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so, because I asked Mr. Sindler before I came in here. My concern was for you guys, and I didn't know if we needed a special permission from your parents on what I'm going to share. And then I was told that.
Yeah, we signed a permission slip at the beginning, warning of sensitivity and sensitive subjects, and 7.5 hours a week. I mean, we take some breaks, we go for walks, and we do things sometimes that kind of recharge our batteries, but we go pretty heavy stuff. So.
Okay. Was any of this like disturbing to you?
Well, like definitely in a sense. I mean, like the whole concept of genocide is
Yeah.
disturbing,
Yeah.
and the story of your husband and his grandfather.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for being here and listening to the story. Sometimes, and I'm not saying it's easy, but sometimes you have to hear the hard stuff to know the whole truth. So thank you. All right.
Have you been back to Bosnia?
Yes, we just spent a wonderful summer in Bosnia last year. And I wanted to bring photos. And no one would let me. She said, I look ugly in this one, and I look bad in this one. And so I didn't. But it was so nice. The country, although country has still, it's rebuilding, but tourism is becoming a main thing there now. It's a beautiful country. It's just what you imagine in Europe. Bosnia was under Ottoman Empire control for 500 years, and that's how we became Muslims, some of us, that either decided to convert or were asked to convert or were given land if they converted. But it has a lot of that infrastructure, is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Like the buildings that they built, the mosques, and the city that I was born in, there's mosque that was built in 1540, and it's the most beautiful thing with the beautiful murals and all painted by hand back then. So it's a really, really pretty country. We do have access to ocean, but it's only like something small. One city called Neum. It's close to Croatia's border, and maybe like 10 miles of beach. So we use that too, you know, and the mountains. It's really beautiful, so you guys can look it up, and even on YouTube you can see people traveling to it now. Yes, whoever's next.
If any, which religion do you practice, and how does your firsthand experience with genocide impact how you view that religion?
If I had to choose, I would still choose to be what I am today. Only because, and genocide probably threatens that. If people are trying to get rid of you for one reason or another, then you are, at least I am as a person, then I don't let anybody based on my choices demoralize me or kill my, I don't even know, like I raise stronger and I read more, I educate myself more. But I also have to know that I don't go, and I'm not a typical practicing Muslim. Obviously I'm not wearing a hijab, and that's most Bosnians, because we are in the heart of Europe. So the culture has a lot to do with that. We are surrounded by European countries and Catholics and Orthodox and Jewish and all sorts of people, and that's how we grew up. My grandma didn't wear a hijab, and I didn't. Am I following Quran right? Probably not, because it says that we should. But also a lot of things that said they are in Quran, people are translating the way they want it and taking out meanings. Quran is a book that has to be studied, because you can get different meanings from different verses, and people just use it freely to say different things. So yeah, I guess, I don't know if I answered your question, I would still be a Muslim, the way I am Muslim now. Believe in my heart, practice in my heart, probably need to learn even more about it, but genocide just made me want to be a Muslim more. Yeah. Anybody else?
Are you still fluent in the language?
Yes, pričam bosanski jezik kao da nikad nisam otišla.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
I am. Anybody else?
I have another question.
Uh-huh.
Do you did you have a good culture when you were younger, and do you still try to practice it?
So a lot of religion gets mixed in with culture, but we would do little folklore dances. That's when we dance in the circle. Our weddings, you would see people just hold their hands and dance, and something like Greeks. I don't know if you guys ever seen Greek wedding, kind of like that. And then other little traditional or cultural things, like Ramadan, the whole village will light up with the mosque with lights, decorations, stuff like that. Yeah.
How did you get to North Carolina?
How did I get to North Carolina? So we lived in Baltimore, Maryland, and then just real quick. So they're like, "How did you meet your husband? He was Bosnian. Look how far." Because we grew up together. When you come to another country and you don't speak the language, you are looking for people that are from your country, speak your language, that can help you. So even our little neighborhoods, right? Like we buy houses in the same neighborhood because, well, if my dad can't speak English or doesn't have a car because we just got here, well, the neighbor that's also Bosnian can give him a ride, can help him translate papers and stuff like that. So that's how we grew up together. We even have a Bosnian mosque that we built in Charlotte. There's other mosques, people go to them. We wanted to have ours, Bosnian. Everybody's welcome to it, but it's ours. So we came to North Carolina because we knew somebody from Bosnia that lived in Asheville, North Carolina. We came to visit him, and my dad is like, "Well, hey, I don't like Baltimore as much. It's so big, and Asheville looks great." And the friend is like, "Well, maybe take your kids to Charlotte. There's other Bosnians. They can play with other kids, or Asheville is just too small." So then he'd like, "Okay, fine." Took us to Charlotte. We liked it. We got an apartment and moved. Yep, this was 2002. Yeah. I moved quickly. In 2001, we came to USA. Maybe we were in Baltimore for a year and a half or so. Moved to North Carolina. And right out of high school, I got married, guys. Both my husband and I met him here. We dated for like 9 months, maybe a year. He was 19, I was 19. My first love, I was his. And we've been married now, it'll be 24 years this November. Then I went back to school and studied to be a medical assistant. For years, worked at a pediatrics office. And then I'm like, okay, well, this isn't really paying the bills. Then went back to Queen's University and graduated with a bachelor's in nursing. Sorry, I'm just giving you all kinds of stories about me today. Yes?
Where are your parents today?
My parents are actually in Bosnia. They spent 20 years here, 21 years. They just recently bought a piece of land on a mountain and built their retirement home. And that's where we were when we went in Bosnia, so we didn't have to pay for a hotel or anything, so that worked out. But they worked hard. My parents always worked hard when they were here. My mom would work 2 jobs most of her life. She worked for Atrium, and then she would go to, at 3 o'clock, she would finish her shift at Atrium, go to the hotel, work till 11 p.m., for most of their lives. And that's how I feel like a lot of migrant, although they're not typical, my father encouraged us to travel, and they traveled everywhere they could get. They've been almost every state in USA and then Mexico, and but they've worked hard. So not all people would think, oh, they need to work hard. They just want to build houses back home. They didn't build a fancy house or anything like that. But a lot of that money has went back to Bosnia because we had felt obligated. My grandparents were still there. So as soon as we got here, we started sending money back because they did not have any kind of, nobody was working. Like pretty much when after war, like you didn't, farming, nobody was buying anything, or you can't sell products. So really we just had to take care of it. So a lot of that money has gone back to our family. Yeah. Yep.
What was the food situation like during the war for you?
So I was talking earlier, we would really eat whatever we can get our hands on, but there was a lot of whatever we can grow. And we always, even though I lived in a city, we didn't have a lot of land, we did have some, and we always grew potatoes and stuff like that. That was like I guess that would be like a cultural thing, like everybody grew potatoes and peppers and stuff, so you had for stock up for winter or whatnot. And then we had lots of that, and then we didn't have that. I don't really know about it. Red Cross would give out packages, and then the U.S. would drop those packages. I don't remember ever being like hungry. There were kids that were hungry.